Welcome back to AfricaCom TV. Of course, we are at the heart of AfricaCom and AfriTech. Start from Togo. Welcome back to AfricaCom TV, where the enterprise digital transformation of the African continent is really to the heart and key of the conversations happening here at AfricaCom 2019. Telecel is a company that looks to intervene in that space. And joining me is Mohamad Damush, who is the Group CEO of Telecel, and Nicolas Bourg, who is the Managing Partner M&A for Telecel. I'll start with you, Nicolas. Why is Africa's startup scene very important to Telecel?
As a MNO company, we need to focus on the need on the end users today. In Africa, and startups are a clear path to the needs of the end users. The MNO's business and core business is more and more based on the content, and it's a clear path for us to get a knowledge of the contents and the needs of the population.
And of course, the A-Hub is the wonderful space for you guys to get access to that kind of information.
Absolutely. The definition of a startup, I believe is to be created to feed a need of the consumer and the population. And as a MNO's companies, we need to get close to our client as well and the consumer.
Mohamad, what are the key messages that Telecel is bringing to AfricaCom 2019?
Well, basically, bridging the gap between startups and telecom operators is very important. Because the startup is basically going to be the main customer of telecom operators in the future, and telecom operators might need to be driven by the requirements of startups like digital platforms, data centers, better connectivity, and so on. So it's very important for telecom operators to focus more on what does the startup requires in order to achieve its goals and and create a better environment for those startups.
And what trends are you seeing, I suppose, playing themselves out here, but what also are you foreseeing for the coming year in this space?
Well, definitely today the main trend is artificial intelligence, but in Africa I see that the main trend is more into fintech and agri-tech startups. There is a very low penetration rate in financial services, which creates a very huge opportunity for fintech startups to grow in the African market. And agri-tech for sure, because this is one of the main incomes for businesses in Africa, and basically agri-tech startups can enhance and develop this business in a very big way.
Nicolas, I'll come back to you. The fourth industrial revolution is here. If anyone is questioning whether it's here or not, they are in the dark ages. It is here. How will it affect, do you think, investment in Africa?
Sure. I believe Africa is a very special case because Africa jumped in the train of technology very fastly and quickly. And today, all the digital industry is influencing and driving the African economy. As an investor standpoint and point of view, it's key to understand this revolution and this digital economy because it's everywhere in Africa today.
Yeah.
And we are as well in the center of it. And we believe that it's about creating an ecosystem in the digital environment between startups, between MNOs, and the investor needs to acknowledge that to be efficient in their decision.
And it speaks really to the heart of what you guys are here for, which is to support those startups.
Absolutely. We are facing this revolution, and we are, Mohamad just said that it's more linked to fintech and agri-tech in Africa. It's absolutely right. Today we'll see a real trends and real needs in those niche markets. but it's just the beginning. We don't know where it's going to be, and the way to keep track of it is to be close to the startup industry.
Oh, without a doubt. Mohamad, in terms of infrastructure, what is Telecel Group doing in supporting those startups?
So definitely we're developing our infrastructure to accommodate the requirements of the startups. Data centers is one of the most important things that we are developing, most important elements that we are developing in our infrastructure. At the same time, we're building incubators and a workspace for startups at our operations premises in the countries where we operate, and even in the countries where we don't operate at the same time. High-speed connectivity definitely is one of the most important needs for any startup, technology startup, to develop. So we are focusing on developing our connectivity, our high-speed connectivity, data centers, incubators, anything which could help startups to grow. We are building the infrastructure in order to accommodate those needs. Definitely we're focusing on the main cities for the time being, but the future should be more developing this infrastructure in any area in order to create the potential of starting new businesses in those areas in order to work properly on the distribution of the population over the countries. And this would help a lot in creating jobs in some rural areas, especially in the agri-tech framework.
It's all very exciting. Parting question for both of you gentlemen. Your impressions of AfricaCom so far? I know it's early days. It's only day one of 3 days of AfricaCom 2019. There's a buzz, there's an energy, there's a vibrancy to this conference, isn't there?
It is. Actually, AfricaCom is one of the best conferences in Africa. You see potentials every day, new potentials. At the same time, you see the requirements of the market. You see the service providers at the same time. This year, you have A-Hub, which is sponsoring startups from all over the continent, which is an amazing idea. It's giving them the chance to expose. And through our initiative, our Telecel Group initiative, Africa Startup Initiative program, we are sponsoring startups from all over the continent in order to be exposed to the international market and to international investors, and to understand how to bridge between their businesses and service providers and their businesses and other businesses as well at the same time.
And Nicolas, what has impressed you the most so far about AfricaCom?
Well, I believe it's the growth. We are in the business since several years now, and we'll see a tremendous growth in the attendance. The people here, it's become more and more impressive, and it's without saying. Well, you can see that with the figures of the show. It's generated a lot of attention, and now it's a key organization in the whole industry, for sure.
Have a wonderful AfricaCom 2019, gentlemen. Thank you very much
Thank you very much
for coming to speak to us here at AfricaCom TV.
Thank you.